Guys, back with another video. Alright, so this video I'm gonna go ahead and talk about a.b.l. As you can see, we have a shock day. So I want to tell you about if you don't have any seasonal uniforms for any of the characters, the males, you should be able to get those because they cost full crystals, 1750, but the females they actually cost money. So if you don't have any of the females, as you can see, like Storm, Rogue, and we also have Luna Snow. I have to find her, but she's not in shock. But Luna Snow is another one. So there's 3 characters that has to have their seasonal uniforms. So we're gonna go through each one to let you know if you don't have those uniforms, there are second options. So as you can see with today with shock, and there are a few requirements. We have Magneto with his winter uniform. We have Doc Ock. We have Superior Iron Man. So if you have Iron Man's villain uniform, he does have shock. We have Black Bolt, which is really good also for a.b.l, but that's his seasonal uniform. We have Thor. We have Odin, which is pretty expensive. We have Thanos, which you have to have the seasonal also. And we have Captain Marvel, which is really good for a.b.l also. So we do have a couple of free-to-play, as in Captain Marvel, Thor, Iron Man, and Doc Ock. So that's just for shock. Alright, the next requirement, which is going to be pretty hard, we have superhero X-Men female with shock. So as you can see, we only have 3 characters. Now 2 you need the seasonal, and then 1 is locked behind crystals from the Epic Quest, which will cost 7,700. So it's pretty expensive, but it is what it is. But you could, let's see, it'll be pretty hard, but you could definitely use like Polaris, Storm. If you don't have her seasonal, she still has shock on all her skills. And you can do it with Psylocke, which is another Epic Quest character. So you can either do it with that team, or either cough up the money or the crystals for the other 3. In which, if you did buy a seasonal uniform, Rogue will be your best option there. Alright, then we have supervillain Alien with shock. As you can see, that would be Thanos with the winter uniform. But if you don't have that and you have Loki, you could definitely run it with Loki and use Proxima Midnight, because she has shock on 2 of her skills. So you could definitely use Loki if you don't have Thanos. Then we have Universal Male with shock. So that would either be a Black Bolt or Thor. If you don't have Odin, Beta Ray Bill has shock just on his awakening. So, but you would use him as a support. So Black Bolt or Thor will be your best options. And if you don't have the seasonal, then Thor will be your only option there. Then we have Combat Human Male with shock. The only one for that is Doc Ock. So that's going to be your only option. And female Speed with shock, their only option right there is Spider-Gwen. So they did give Spider-Gwen out for free, one of the Transcendent characters. So if you don't have Luna Snow with the Summer Lilac uniform, Spider-Gwen is your best option there. And then we have Blast Villain Male, which in my case I use Magneto, and I use Superior Iron Man for his striker skill. But if you don't have Magneto, then you could definitely use Iron Man with his Superior Iron Man uniform. He has to be a villain. That way you could use Iron Man, Cyclops, and Ebony Maw for the supports. So if you don't have Magneto, Superior Iron Man is your best option. So you can get his Back to Basics, which he's a hero. Then the Superior Iron Man, he's a villain. So Iron Man is he has the duality of being a villain and a hero. So if you don't have Magneto, Superior Iron Man, that's gonna be your best bet right there. All right, and then we're gonna go to a.b.x. So, like I said, there's paralysis that was for this season. So with paralysis, you have a bunch of options. You have Jean Grey, which is a native tier 2, Wolverine, but you definitely don't want to use Wolverine. So it will probably be Jean Grey. Then you have Doc Ock again, Black Panther, Moon Knight, which they gave Moon Knight out for free also. Who else is good for? You have Black Bolt, you have Loki, Gladiator, which he's locked behind the Epic Quest also. You have Thor, you have Thanos, Captain Marvel is another one. She's free to play also, which is really good. So out of these, if you don't have any seasonal uniforms, your best characters will probably be Captain Marvel and Loki, Moon Knight, Doc Ock. Yeah, those would be your best options right there for the paralysis day for a.b.x. Then we have Universal Superhero with paralysis, which Ghost Rider is really good, but if you don't have the seasonal, Captain Marvel will be your best bet right there. So, and that's your only one really, unless you have a.b.l. So, but really, I would probably go with Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel will be your first choice on that one. All right, the next one will be Combat Superhero. All right, so we'd have Moon Knight, we'd have Gladiator, and also Venom. So you have three good choices right there, or you can use Black Panther. So if you don't have Gladiator, you could definitely use Black Panther, Moon Knight, or Venom. One of the three. Okay, and we have Blast Male, which, as you can see, you could definitely use Superior Iron Man if you don't have Magneto. Everybody should have Doctor Strange, but he is native tier 2, so he is very expensive. You would definitely probably have to get him to level tier 4 at least. But if you don't want to do that, then like I said, Iron Man will be your best bet there. Yep, that's your only best bet is Iron Man. If you're like free to play or so, whatever. So next is Universal Villain, which you'll use either probably use Loki if you don't have the seasonals for Thanos and Black Bolt. If you do have Jean Grey, at least level 80, you could definitely use her. But if you're free to play and you're like just a low spending player, Loki would be your number one option there. Okay, we have Speed Superhero. All right, so if you don't have some Luna Snow or Rogue, Shadow Shell will be your best bet there also, or Gamora. So Gamora or Shadow Shell or Spider-Gwen. So those are three free to play characters right there. So Spider-Gwen, Gamora, or Shadow Shell will be your best options. Okay. Next is Combat Villain, which hands down is going to be Doc Ock. So that's your only choice on that one. and then that's it. So with paralysis season and shock season, those are going to be your only options if you're a low spending player and you don't have any seasonal uniforms. So mainly you should at least get the uniform for Doc Ock, Superior Iron Man, and Loki. At least those three for combat, universal, villain, and who else was it? Yeah, Blast. And then we have for the females, I would either go for Spider-Gwen or Shadow Shell. And then for the universal female is going to be Captain Marvel. So you have Captain Marvel, Loki. I would say Spider-Gwen for the speed. Then we have Loki, Iron Man, Doc Ock, and Thor. So those would be your best choices for uniforms for a.b.x and a.b.l. And granted, you definitely have to have a rage on all those characters because rage works best in a.b.x and a.b.l. So, but if you're not trying to hit like maximum points or whatever, so on and so forth, the only characters really that's going to have a rage would be Doc Ock, Iron Man, Loki, and Thor. If you don't have a rage, I don't know what else you could. Well, you could definitely use maybe a judgment on Thor. Let's see. You could use either a Mighty Destruction on Captain Marvel. You could definitely use an energy on Spider-Gwen. She's very proc friendly. So if you have any CTPs, your number one CTP for a.b.x and a.b.l is going to be Rage only. But if you don't have any, then just try the best you can with that like a little mini Rage obelisk until you get one. But those are really the characters that you need to focus on if you don't have any seasonals. So it'll be Doc Ock, Iron Man, Loki, Thor, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Gwen. So those will be like your only options. But for a.b.l, Blast, you definitely need, if you don't want to work on Cable, that's kind of tough too, because you definitely need Cable for a.b.l. Let's see. That's tough. That's going to be tough. You may want to skip it until you get at least Cable, because you definitely need him for Blast Mail, X-Men Day. Definitely need Cable. But for the females, try to save up the crystals for Solok. So that's kind of bad when the seasonals come around because they are very strong uniforms. But the females, you always have to at least pay money for all those uniforms, which kind of sucks. But it kind of is what it is. I hate that. But if you don't have the money and you don't have at least the characters, then you'll probably have to skip that day. So it is what it is. But let me know what y'all guys think of the free-to-play characters without seasonal uniforms. Let me know what y'all guys think of those characters. Hit me in the comment box down below. Make sure y'all smash that like button. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.